What's up, Galaxy? It's time for Bantha Soup, the show where everything Star Wars related is up for discussion. I am your host, Gil Garcia. Today in the Bantha Tank, we're taking a look at a handmade, fully customized, wall-mounted Mandalorian skull that my father actually made. Mandalorians attach such great significance to the icons and imagery of their culture. From the first Mandalorian Crusaders to the resurgent Mandalorian Death Watch. Events and changes in Mandalorian culture were marked oftentimes by specific icons and symbols. The most common used symbol of the Mandalorians is this skull. Let's take a little deeper look about what this symbol is about, where it came from, and that awesome skull that my dad made. Woo! Let's check it out. The most common used symbol of the Mandalorians is this skull, the Krybus. The Mandalorian symbol is often thought to be a Bantha skull. However, it's established much more frequently in licensed and official literature that it's actually a mythosaur. Besides being a beast that was useful to the Mandalorians in battle, the mythosaur holds symbolic value to them as well because of how they used its skull to represent someone or something that was Mandalorian. Though extinct, the mythosaur lived on as a legendary figure in Mandalorian mythology. Perhaps the most notable feature of the mythosaur was its sheer size, so enormous that accounts estimated the creature to be on par with the scale of a small city. 4 powerful legs supported what was surely an impressive weight. The skull of a mythosaur featured large, downturned horns that curved inwards towards the creature's jaws, slanted eye sockets, and a mouth that contained a number of long teeth. Mythosaurs also possessed a sternum composed of rigid bone that was located over their heart. Some manner of sexual dimorphism was evident between the skulls of male and female mythosaurs. Mythosaurs were a species of animal native to the outer rim world of Mandalore. Enormous in size, the mythosaur dominated their world until the arrival of the Mandalorian Tong, led by the warrior known as Mandalore I. In a campaign to conquer the world of their own, Mandalore I and his crusaders slaughtered the gigantic beast and drove them to extinction. The skull of the mythosaur became the symbol of the Mandalore, the traditional ruler of all the Mandalorian clans. Legend has it, the rigid bone of a mythosaur's sternum was taken from over one of the slain creature's hearts and carved into a ceremonial mask for Mandalore I. The mask was later passed down for generations, worn by each succeeding claimant to the title of Mandalore. Calcified bones of mythosaurs were used by the ancient Mandalorians to construct deadly weapons like the mythosaur axe, which used sharpened plates of bone arranged in a fan shape atop of an elongated pole grip. Often considered a ceremonial weapon, mythosaur axes were nonetheless used by Mandalorian crusaders and other veteran warriors in combat for thousands of years. In time, the mythosaur skull became a common symbol used in Mandalorian society, used to decorate Mandalorian armor, equipment, and banners. Some individuals even chose to don the skull sigil as a tattoo. Being the Mandalorian warrior that I am, look at this handcrafted piece of art that my dad created for me. My father took an old cow skull and started filling it in with molding plaster. Made out of wood, he carved out rows of teeth and started carving in the actual skull, the nostrils, and the large eye sockets. Once he cut out the shape of the eyes and the nostrils, he started attaching the teeth. Once the teeth were attached, he added some texture and his first coat of primer. When the first coat of primer was dry, he started using test areas for some brown stain. Once he found the shades he was looking for, he put on multiple coats in multiple areas. In some areas, he went heavier on the brown to give it depth and texture, really making sure to highlight all the natural creases and cracks of the cow skull. And at this point, you can already see this bad boy start to take shape. And here's an awesome touch. Instead of a crack in the skull, he put in that legendary Boba Fett dent. And last but certainly not least, he handcrafted the downward turning horns from molding plaster. He used amazing technique to make the plaster look like bone. And for the cherry on top, he put on a couple coats of gloss to seal it in and make the most amazing, legendary piece of Star Wars art I have ever owned in my life. This wall-mounted skull is priceless to me, not only for what it is, but because it was a custom handmade piece for my father I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Pops. Here's a before and after to see all the amazing work put into this skull. Strength is life, for the strong have the right to rule. Honor is life, for with no honor, one may as well be dead. Loyalty is life, for without one's clan, one has no purpose. Death is life, for one should die as they have lived. Mandalorian Code of Honor. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, we would really appreciate a like on our video. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube to stay up to date on everything Bantha Soup. We do reviews, we build customs, we talk about everything Star Wars. And check us out on Facebook at Bantha Soup. Send us a comment, send us a message, send us some pictures, give us a like, let's talk Star Wars. Galaxy, thank you so much for watching. My name is Gil, and this is Bantha Soup.